everyone, and welcome back to Tangle Tower. I'm Panda, and I will be your host on this adventure. So, where are we gonna go today? I think we have, two more rooms that we can access now. I think we'll go up top, and then we'll go out, and I think Fitz will be out in the garden, so we'll go talk to him after. Ooh, astrology.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
Why?
A mechanical solar system? What
Yeah,
would
that's
you
kind of
do with
weird.
it?
Watch it.
I would look at it.
Look closer.
Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Very. Okay. Oh. Interesting. That?
Nothing.
So there are two ways to move the shadows.
Oh.
Rotate the planets and rotate the sun and moon.
I see. Huh, interesting. Weird. Like that. Like that. Oh, I pretty much got it first try. Holy shit. Like that?
That's the one.
Woo! That was
Hey, not
easy. Okay.
Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
Where though?
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of
Ooh.
paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Oh, a beetle. A golden beetle. Golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold. It has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels? Oh, okay. Not that bad. And by being completely undigestible, the Mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it. Oh no, that can't be good.
It's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
It's also daytime.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
The bell jar. It's empty.
What do people
Weird.
normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
What? What? I thought that was for like stuff you didn't want exposed to air.
Spyglass to the Stars. Volumes 1 to 12.
They're
Oh.
in very good condition.
Yeah. A little planet.
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos.
Okay, smarty pants.
It's a chart of the solar system.
Yep.
Which planet are you from, Sally?
Venus? Isn't that the way? What's this?
It's a chart of the solar system.
Okay, we've done this one.
Shh,
Oh,
listen.
shit, I didn't
Do
mean
you
to click
hear
you.
them? The stars. They're whispering.
They are?
So quiet and yet so loud.
What are
the
they
fuck?
whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
How
I
rude.
shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could the speck of dust start by
okay.
telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Wow.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Yep,
Well
that seems to be the
observed,
way.
my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Fair.
Helpful.
Okay, now I need to finish examining for
A
clues.
picture frame.
With
Okay.
no picture.
Weird. A cup.
It's full of tea, but it's gone cold.
Criminal.
How rude. Books.
It's tidier than my desk.
Uh.
The notebook is untouched. It's completely...
So,
Oh.
even the most well-used notebooks start off blank.
Fair. What's this thing?
What is it?
It's, clearly some kind of
Please explain.
large device.
You're not
Excellent.
wrong.
Thanks.
It's too cloudy.
It's also
Okay.
daytime.
Now we can go back to talking to you. Explain yourself.
Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And
Okay.
of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean,
Oh.
yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little
Jesus
hobby.
Christ.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return.
Oh, that's
Nor
annoying.
would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working
Oh.
to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool.
Oh,
Tell
what
the
kind of
cosmos
books
I
are
say
these?
hi.
I feel like astrology would be being nice.
They began
think
as
it might
any
be a bit
other,
more
with
severe than that.
blissful, unremarkable routine. I
Okay.
took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine.
Oh.
Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope
Okay.
yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you
I
see
see.
anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite.
But then how
Normally,
did they
I would
get
be the
there
last to
before
find out about
others?
such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Oh. Okay,
I was
what?
at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but
Yep.
at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book.
Oh.
I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
Who
She
is
looked
that?
impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I
Oh.
recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went
Oh.
up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny
Jesus
arrived shortly
Christ.
after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave
Weird.
so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't
mean,
take this
she's
the wrong
already
way,
dead,
but
but-
the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Oh, okay. Time for some questions.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family.
Weird.
I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
That's mean. That dude's an asshole.
He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune.
Jesus
That is,
Christ.
if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends.
Oh. Fifi?
Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem
doubt
to be the
that.
type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous.
Weird.
Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
I feel like this entire family is autistic. And then, at the very least, he seems to be very judgmental of it.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter
that's
loved
fair.
her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
Weird.
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait,
I mean, that is true.
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Fuck that. I forgot there was so many.
Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
she'll still be your
Wow.
niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows.
Oh no,
Rats
so
deserting a sinking
sad.
ship. My puppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh,
Obviously.
no, I can personally vouch for her innocence.
That
She
means
never-
nothing.
Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking,
Doesn't
what
matter.
happened to Poppy's mother?
Crime of passions
Primrose?
or a thing?
She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The
Okay.
playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she
Oh.
go?
Away. She went away.
Oh. That makes it sound like she maybe went to a psych ward or something. Alright.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea.
Oh.
You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole
Yes.
thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No.
Her
Her
brother and
siblings?
sister,
Yeah.
and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade.
Weird.
Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Okay,
A
what about
very
this?
old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
Oh. Somebody knows more than they're
Isn't the
saying.
process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
Okay, open
Where
letter.
on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar.
Hmm. Flora?
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh yeah?
You think?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar.
Yep. Okay, this.
Pointer property originally, Purloined by the fellows. Typical.
What about this
I
one?
haven't seen that tape for a long time.
Oh, you know
Who
it?
broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well. Possessions are fleeting, my friends.
You're gonna tell me who owned it?
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't
Yeah.
a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Okay, what about
Here's
this
a
one?
thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
I mean, wouldn't they have had to clean the blood off the
Is
handle?
this important?
Possibly.
Like this.
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I
Yeah,
see he's
yeah.
afforded himself considerable artistic license.
He's doing his
This looks
best.
a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby.
Yeah.
Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
Oh,
Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does
okay.
it look like to you?
Looks like a
To
big
me,
crystal.
It's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
Sure.
Well, it is a big red thing.
Yeah, it looks like a big red crystal.
These
This
were
stuff?
drawn by Freya.
Yes.
She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Oh, is that who that is?
Poppy's two closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there.
Oh, the blonde one is Freya. I see.
That's a very old book, isn't it?
Yes.
Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah,
Fair.
well put.
Okay, what about
A
secret
diary
diary?
can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary.
It does, yes. Okay. This?
Curious creature, isn't it? Some
Yep.
sort of amphibious bipedal fish man.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes. That's
What
rather
about
a small
birds?
cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But
Yep.
then, aren't we all trapped in a cage?
Okay.
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either. What kind
Somebody's
of flower
suspicious.
is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose
It
would
is
know.
weird.
My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a
Oh,
flower
Fitz
joke,
will know too,
but she
though, right?
was.
Interesting.
Oh my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever learned on the piano.
Oh.
Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Oh,
Poppy's
that's
piano
cool.
teacher was her mother.
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
That's cute.
What a precious photograph.
Who
She
is
hasn't
that?
changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either.
Who is that?
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not
Oh.
the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls.
I see.
It was in your astronomy tower.
Yep. All right. Avoid the question. Did I have anything else? No, I did not. No accusations for you. All right. Guess it's down to here now. We can go talk to Fitz. Oh no, it's the detective. So where's Fitz? Maybe he's in his room?
Whoa.
Oh,
Nice
intense.
tape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick, Grimoire.
Private
Sidekick?
detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is
Yes.
a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this
Oh.
is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you
Right.
would, I have work to do.
Okay,
It's not
yourself.
in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception.
All right.
Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours.
Whoa.
5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that.
Why
now,
not?
I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
Rude.
You really think so? As
Yesterday.
it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been
Okay.
investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you
I
find
see.
anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was
Oh.
Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't
I
say a
see.
word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did
Oh.
you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona
Oh, you
was in the
poor
library too.
detective,
I
having to do
expected
your
her to make
job.
an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
Okay, what's your statement then?
Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds
Okay.
of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated
Oh.
the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square.
What the fuck?
As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow
Interesting.
staircase.
She seems to be more truthful
More
than
so
the
at any moment
professor.
prior. I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life.
Okay.
Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower.
Yeah.
Unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His
I
report was
see.
as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's get some information.
Quite the stoic statue, isn't she?
She
I can only
is.
dream of being as cold and indifferent as Flora Fellow.
I would
You
not
think
want to be
she's
like
hiding
that.
Something?
Perhaps. She has some strange habits. I heard she
Like?
barely sleeps, an hour here or there, sporadically. Spends the rest of her time staring up at the sky.
Sounds like autism. Listen, I wish I could sleep for more than an
Did you get
hour or
anything
two.
useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious.
Yes, it is. Oh my god, Felix is so annoying.
Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition. No focus.
Oh,
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely.
fair. You?
314 cases solved.
That's impressive.
114. Freya Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived
Okay.
her to be the most intelligent individual here at Tangle Tower. Within
Interesting.
a day, she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching. I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed. I regret that I did not question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
Yeah.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
Weird.
I do not wish to do your job for you, detective. Professor
This guy is
Pointer
so
is a respectable
suspicious.
astronomer. Keeps himself to himself.
I disagree.
What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
Oh. So she's working for him.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse.
Oh my god. 27. She's just like me. My age is not what people expect as well.
Bea
From
has
the way I
remarkable
behave.
musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite.
Yeah. So she's definitely working for Pointer. Whatever this dude's name is, I can't remember. He's completely disinteresting to me. So, Professor Pointer.
Tangle Tower. No
Yep.
idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have
I
you
mean, interesting.
searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
Mm.
Huh. I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
I disagree. There's definitely a secret
You
room.
truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
No organization, no system.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint.
Oh.
Have
Harp?
you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
No.
Working on it.
That's a no then.
Okay,
Where'd you
damage
dig
tape.
that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps?
Yep.
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No.
No. Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't
Sure.
imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I
Okay.
conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you
Suspicious.
don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking.
Fair. Okay.
A somewhat cumbersome device, and
Yep.
an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What
Yep.
kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a
liar.
cop-out.
I
Liar.
believe that was in Flora's room.
They like pop
yesterday,
music.
but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
Oh.
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It
Interesting.
was. Perhaps it's always been empty. The
I wonder
paint is
what
still
they're
wet.
looking for.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told?
Fair.
Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
I'd tell
Yeah,
him not to
this?
quit his day job. But he hasn't
But he
got
doesn't
one,
have one.
has
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, exactly.
These figurines
I knew where
remind
that was
me of
going.
a case I once solved involving a possessed doll.
Oh
Turned out to
no.
be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Yeah.
Life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
I mean, that is a fair statement.
Admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Yeah.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference.
Okay, maybe it's them that took the photo.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She
Oh.
must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from
I
memory.
see.
It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
Yeah.
A photograph of Freya. Could be important.
With
A
the
book
bird.
from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes.
Yes,
see
birds.
A
A
diary.
diary?
Have you read it?
Not
No.
yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
Okay.
Breed of amphibious humanoid. Potentially bipedal. Although
Yeah.
none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
Weird. That is true. What the fuck?
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
Yeah.
And they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder
Who
if
fucking
they
cares?
would.
They're birds. Let them be
These
free and
people
fly.
really are ridiculous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't you consider that important evidence, do you?
Yes, it's a weird flower.
Is that a clue?
Don't know.
Possibly.
It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree. It doesn't make it a clue.
I mean,
Yeah?
I really don't think Grimoire
Who's
has a
that?
law degree.
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Okay, so
Strange.
you don't know who that is either.
Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories. But they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
How rude. What the fuck? Okay, well... I think I'm gonna end this here. We'll do a proper investigation of what's going on in this place in the next episode, because this is gonna run too long otherwise. So for now, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe and join the embarrassments, which is what I call my community. And I hope you're having a great day, wherever you're at in your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!